The masthead at the top of the page fills up a large part of the magazine, as does the one from Entertainment Weekly. Now moving on to the develop section of my evaluation for my magazine. For my magazine, I decided to use both red and white font. I chose to use red font on the words that were directly linked to the horror genre. I have used a more complex image on my magazine, as there is more going on in the picture compared to the one used in Entertainment Weekly. Now moving on to the challenge section of my evaluation for my magazine. For my magazine image, I decided not to have it filling the whole page, as this way you'll be able to see more of what's actually going on in my image. Compared to the one used in Entertainment Weekly, the image doesn't take up the whole page, and the main focus of the magazine is a close-up of the image. I decided to fill in any blank spaces with titles. This is evaluation question 1 for my poster on the use section. I took inspiration from the poster from the film Mirrors when creating my own film poster. The titles at the top of the page are positioned in the same place on both film posters. This follows the typical codes and conventions of a film poster. The images used on both of the posters are positioned in the same place on the page. Both posters used the film star ratings from magazines on the front cover, which I had taken inspiration from the film poster for Mirrors. My magazine has a tagline to go with the main title of the film, but the poster for the film Mirrors doesn't. I think this might have been because the makers of the film didn't feel the need to have one, but I felt that it added to the narrative and gave the audience a little bit more information about the film, leaving them more curious. Now moving on to the challenge section of my evaluation for my poster. The image used for my magazine is quite bright and more can be seen of the actual image, whereas the image used for the poster for the film Mirrors is a lot darker and the image actually blends into the darkness, creating the image of the girl coming from the darkness, which obviously adds to the narrative of that film. Whereas with my magazine, I wanted the full image to show the mask, so the audience could see straight away that the film genre was horror. Now moving on to the use section of our evaluation for our trailer. For our own trailer, we took inspiration from the trailer from the film Prom Night. Both our production company logos and the ones used in Prom Night are shown at the beginning of the trailer, and they both have a similar look to them as they are both in red font and have a similar style to them. In both trailers, titles are used to add to the narrative of the story and also create tension within the trailer so the audience will want to go and watch the film. Now moving on to the develop section of our evaluation for our trailer. Both trailers have a similar state of equilibrium at the beginning of the trailer to show everything is normal and calm. Similar shots are used, such as establishing shots of the house and shots of the party scene. These long shots are used to demonstrate that everything that is going on in that moment and to show that something might take a sinister turn. Now moving on to the challenge part of our evaluation of our trailer. Different types of shots are used within our trailer and the ones in Prom Night, such as a bird's eye view is used in Prom Night, whereas we decided to use an over-the-shoulder shot to show the party scene. The trailer for Prom Night uses shadows to create an eerie atmosphere and tension, whereas we decided to use to shine a light on the mask to show the full face of the mask to create that tension. We both use similar angled shots because they both capture the same position of the girls, but they are caught in different situations.